Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zara Bazak. As usual, come to help the Muslims leave Islam and stay away from Islam. So now today's topic is living your natural self as the witness. Excuse me. I could see from my life's experience that it was quite a struggle to live, to fight the bad thoughts and, the good, the bad thoughts, yeah, and actions, also habits, bad habits. I don't know about the religious scholars, but myself, I was having many problems. Even through, I had this crisis in my life where I was separated from my teacher, family friend that I loved, adored. And then I found discrimination, demarcations coming in my life. So I wanted to go back to that place. I'd become very self-conscious. And I was trying to go back to that innocent place. Although I wouldn't call it innocent, I would just say that it was, we were taking what came. And the good, we didn't, it was just so wonderful in London with my neighbors when I played cricket. We wouldn't be praising one another, but there's something that we played and we enjoyed playing, and we didn't even have to say we enjoyed it. Or if I was jumping up the roof, getting the ball, and they wouldn't say, "Oh, how adventurous you are! That's really great." There was no praise, and there was like no criticism either. And it wasn't like, "Oh, we think," that thinking that, "Oh, we're so good," or "I'm better than Ian or Thomas," or nothing like this. Or Thomas would say, "Oh, so I'm better than this person," or "Your English is bad," or "This is not the way to pronounce this word." It was just something really like, even calling it innocence, or innocent would be like defining something dangerous. As I came across a Zen master video. So I was questioned recently by Zaini, that what would the seeing do when it doesn't do any good, or there's no harm, or like the idol worshippers in the Quran. Sorry, I have to bring that. So when there's no harm in it and no good in it, it's just neutral, right? The seeing, the witness. So you can watch this video. It's on the channel called Enlightened Zen. Discover the power within, unlocking. Okay, the thumbnail says control your mind, but it really doesn't. What pure awareness can do, just being aware of your thoughts, whether they're dirty, stubborn, sticky, things like that. Very, very stubborn, won't leave you, you feel. And it's an endless thing to fight it. It comes back if you try to suppress it or push it away, repress it, or push it down. So things like that. And I was thinking a long time ago on Facebook posting, when there was only posting and videos took a long time and there was no live streaming, that live a natural, we should live a natural life. And so there came someone, I don't know whether it was a coincidence or she was taunting me, or she wanted, as she entered her apartment, she was like talking to a friend on the phone, and think, what is this natural living? I could never understand what's natural living. Maybe coincidentally, the friend, or maybe it was, some jealousy, or she had seen my posts. I'm not sure, right, about this, whether she had seen my posts on Facebook about natural living, being your natural self. Would that save us? Would that save us? So I've seen fighting and all this against the self. I've wanted to go back to my years where bad was there, good was there, and you go on. And then it doesn't disturb you that much. Okay, I was highly strung about one thing in London, and that was really taking a toll on, I'd sit up in my bedroom and be very highly strung, stressed out. But it did make a difference to those who were doing something wrong there. Like, they were cool about it. But it was hurting me. I was hurting myself by doing that. And it made no difference to them. What I wrote about a person saying poor, this person, did make a difference. So this, right? So talking about, or condemning it, or even sympathizing with another victim, target, it really didn't bring that thing for these people. Like, oh yes, my poor husband. Look what I'm doing to him, betraying him or something like this. So I just had written a note, right? Your poor husband. And she said she saw it, but it didn't make a difference to her. She was very cool about it. She said, oh, I know what you have written for me in your bedroom. You see? So it was only having an effect on me. I was the one eating myself up from inside and all this. So then the Zen now. So, someone also coming here and saying, what's well, the seeing, it's like a neutral seeing. So I was having also, when I got separated from my teacher, I had neurosis, very high level. I couldn't, I had these cravings, and I would, like, no one should stop me now, because leave this, leave Mr. Saw, leave that, don't do this, don't do that. So, if I'm smoking, I'm smoking. And all this, don't tell me it's bad. No. Don't separate me from my smoking, my cigarette, like things like that. So I realized that, oh my God, I've become self conscious, and demarcations have come in. And there's discrimination also in me. And I wanted to go back to those innocent years where what we do, we do. If we're playing, we enjoy playing. We don't say we're enjoying playing. We just play and we just leave, right? And if we're happy, we're happy. We don't say, oh, so happy we are, and this and that. Uh, we just take it, like, naturally, and don't make much ado about it. But that was gone, and I tried with meditation when I got meditation books, affirmations. But I felt I was struggling and it wasn't coming back. I couldn't free myself from the demarcation. There was a time when we went to this Ex-Shia, it's like my maid's place, and we spent the night there. I didn't feel anything that I'm out of place or disorientated there. But now it was like I couldn't take my shoes off or my slippers off, barefoot walk. Ooh, it was like, no, 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 I have to wear my shoes. Even for, let's say, 10th of Muharram. So things were really getting to me. And Although I wanted to now, when I realized what I was into, and then how deep it was, because I couldn't let go. I couldn't get out of this demarcation and discrimination that I had. And so then later on, Dr. Deepak Chopra was like, he had this 21-day challenge, meditation challenge with Oprah Winfrey. So he gave us one mantra, Aham Brahmasmi, that's like to align with the cosmic law or rule or that divine, whatever it is, right? This Aham Brahmasmi. So it's like, oh yes, this is the universal thing that we have to align to. And now I get it. I get what this is, living your natural self as the witness. So not to bring the mind in, like, the impurity. And in our Quran, in the Quran, it says like, Ahlul Bayt, Allah wishes to purify them. So I was thinking, but we're not purified. And I love purity. I had started to love purity and innocence and guard that innocence. So someone told me that you want to guard your innocence. I was like, how do you know? Because he was reading my palm and he told me you want to guard your innocence. So yeah, guarding my innocence, but couldn't do it. And also by, you can go through the disciplines of religions, the methods they've taught you. But for me, it was very hard. How would I purify myself thoroughly and detach myself from this world? And what is purity? What is natural living? What is alignment with the cosmic rules and laws and the natural rules and laws and all this? So, I sorry, I can't say it properly. It's just not, I mean, it's just amateur way I'm sharing this, unprofessional. So please excuse me if I jump from one thing to another. But I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Is this recently also I was questioned like by Zaini, a truth seeker. He came and but he had made a comment here that what's the use of being in this? It's like, when I read Imam Ali's thing, conscience, right and wrong, it was like something was wrong there. I couldn't put my finger on it. What was wrong there? Conscience. And God is beyond the conscience, right and wrong. So why is God telling us to do right and wrong? Discriminate between right and wrong, and then the methods used. So I couldn't properly explain and couldn't say what is wrong here, but now I know. You see, when you live in your natural self, when you discover your natural self, it's this awareness, pure awareness. The master also tells his disciple, he says that, my thoughts are very dirty, they're very stubborn, and all this. So there's a Zen master story here to his disciple, and you can see it on YouTube. I won't be able to narrate it properly. Sorry, yeah. So if you can check this, like just being aware of your bad thoughts and your good thoughts and not fighting it. Like you see in Karachi American School, I don't know when we learned about swimming, that when you're swimming in the ocean, don't swim against the waves. The very, those big hard waves, you will drown. You won't be able to swim, but how to go, how to just go across it on the side, and then when the hard and strong waves settle down, then swim to the shore. But swim to the side, not against the waves. Even like to the shore, like what was it? Uh, when the waves are Yeah, there's this type of waves where you don't go when you even want to, like, don't swim against the waves and don't go to the shore. Don't swim to the shore with these waves that are so hard you'll drown. They won't take you to the shore. And don't so go like on the right side or left side, like swim on the right or the left, but never against it and never like with it going to the shore. Something like this we were told. So even like with it going to the shore, you're thinking it's taking you to the shore, but you'll drown, they say. So anyways, to cut the story short, don't swim against the waves. And there are many waves in this life. Many people, their egos and things like that coming up. So it's the mind that says, "Oh, this awareness, this seeing, this witness is nothing," and then we have egos coming up. Oh, your mind coming up saying, "Oh well, it won't take us anywhere. What will this witnessing do?" But the fighting bad thoughts with positive thoughts, you might think you're going somewhere, but in the end, it won't take you very far. So this is the way to put your car in the neutral gear or swim on the side when the waves are hard and high so that you don't drown, but don't ever swim against the waves. So, okay, so this, right? I've had a kind of a blank here, my mind. Or so I'm using the mind. I'm using am I using the mind, or have I contemplated deep enough from this pure awareness? Yeah, I touched that pure awareness, or this pure awareness is where I got in touch with my true self, my natural self. And then I'm explaining it, but it's just the mind explaining to you, or my ego, or just this pure awareness using now the mind to and the language to explain to you. You see, this I have to check. So yes, there is this thing of not being aware of just your bad thoughts and not pushing against them with your good thoughts, positive thinking. Negative thoughts, bad thoughts with positive thinking, or practice makes perfect. Like I'm pushing against it. So I tried my best with prayers and thought, reflections to get out of this discrimination now I was in, and self-consciousness. Very conscious of the self. Oh, what is this? And how can I get out of it? My self-centeredness and all that has brought about this discrimination. It didn't work. Nothing worked. Even like using discrimination Furqan, we have given you the balance. Surah Furqan and Furqan. This is the discrimination, I think. Right and wrong. To know what is right through the mind and know what is wrong. Also, this Surah Furqan, the conscience, the right and wrong. I don't know how the religious scholars have reached such a high level and fought their bad thoughts, but I couldn't do it. I failed. I'm trying to go to Quran.com and it's slow, the internet. So let's see if so the right and wrong. I don't know how to say this properly. Please forgive. I mean the so the conscience, right and wrong, balance. How to get harmony and balance through good deeds. The other ones whose evil deeds in those. So we say God has given us, we are rational beings, right? It's not going there. So it's just turning around and around. It's loading and it's not going in Quran.com. I think the network is pretty slow. I hope my voice is not cracking since the network is very slow. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Excuse me, I have this cough also. Right and wrong. And through reason, through the intellect, in Al Kafi, like God says, in the Shia book, the intellect, reason, I told reason to come, it came. So reason has that obedience. Reason to go back, it went back. I told it to come forward, it came forward, meaning came forward. God says, there's a hadith, Imam telling us, excuse me. So this right and wrong through the intellect, that it will make you a better person and, it'll help you use reason, discriminate, discriminate between right and wrong. This conscience that God has given us, the rational mind. But I found that faulty. And I started to love purity and I was craving for purity. I wanted to go to Bibi Mariam because Bibi Mariam was the person who could give me that purity. She had a miraculous birth and she was Siddiqa and she was pure. She never married, untouched by man. That way also chaste. So everything that has to do with purity, I started to love that. But I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it. So I found out the that no, I have to rise above the both, the good and the bad, and go to my highest or higher self. And so how do I do this? Not fighting it, because that would be violence. And so I read Jiddu Krishnamurti, then I found, then the 21-day meditation, and the best mantra was this, Aham Brahmasmi, from Deepak Chopra. I found, discovered. Oh, it's aligning with your true nature. It helps you. This mantra will help you align to your true nature. And once you live, you know what your true nature is, your natural self is, which is the witness, which is pure awareness. You won't be struggling. It won't be like, I'll use my mind, I'll use my rational mind to struggle with the bad thoughts, the negative thoughts. So this is why it is so important. I couldn't answer Zaini at that time. I think Zaini came live stream and I couldn't answer him. I said, I'll think about it. I'll reflect about it. Why this, which doesn't have, it is just natural. It is just seeing uh, without judgment, without anything. So, what good does it do? And the mind asks, what good does it do? But once you realize it, you see it yourself, and it's like at first it might seem like you're looking at it. The mind wants you to think that you are looking at it, but you're not separate from it, because this is the seeing, the seer, the observer. So, like the Zen master, a story can be told to you, like he told his disciple, and then you just witness your good thoughts, your pure thoughts, your bad thoughts, your impure thoughts. Like Moji Baba says, they're clouds. And like the Zen master says, in the river, there's something bad floating on the river, garbage, smells bad. See yourself as the river, the pure awareness, and it's just floating away. It goes away. The bad, the good, beautiful flower or something beautiful on the river, just let it, you know, pass away. So this shall pass too. And you don't fight it, you be the river. You are the river. And there's no violence in this, right? This is what pure seeing, what is this pure awareness, what it does without judgment, without any like repulsion or fighting it with your good thoughts, bringing in good thoughts. It just watches with it is pure awareness. And what does it do then? What is it? What is it's doing? It's doing is just observing, and it's this is mind-boggling. Your mind won't understand this. In science, your mind can understand maths, and if you practice, you will become a good scientist, right? Work hard, practice. The laws of physics won't boggle you anymore because you've understood it. So nothing that comes from the mind is mind-boggling, even if hard physics equations. You will understand you're going on the opposite direction. So speed, like Dr. Quantum Physics explained, when you're going on the parallel side way, it the difference is if like Dr. Quantum Physics gave the numbers, 80 kilometers per hour train is going and the car is going to 50 kilometers per hour. The difference is 30 kilometers from your side. So time and distance, velocity, speed, everything is relative here. And it's not mind-boggling if the train is coming towards you at 80 kilometers per hour and you are driving towards it at 50 kilometers per hour. What are you? It's not mind-boggling if the teacher tells you, a good teacher will explain to you, and it's not mind-boggling because you're going on a different direct. Now there's a different direction, opposite to each other. It's speeding towards you, the train, at 80 kilometers per hour. And your speed your car speeding towards it, 50 kilometers per hour now. So the directions have changed, and so there will be a difference. You have to add, right? Because you're speeding towards the train and it's speeding towards you. And a good teacher, I'm really bad at explaining, will, it's not mind boggling. You know that now it's a different direction and you're speeding towards it and it's speeding towards you. So, but this pure awareness, not doing anything, just watching, being an observer, non judgmental. If you give it to the mind, it will be like, what good will it do? The mind is asking that. How can I show you that your mind is asking that? But what it does, it doesn't get involved in the drama of the mind or the violence that's taking place. There's still that friction, that conflict that is taking place. Fight. So when you are, let's say, if you want to control your mind, your bad thoughts, how are you going to control your bad thoughts? With what are you trying to control it? And within this control, whichever another part of the mind, you're trying to control that, right? There's a friction, conflict. Friction is there. So we come out of this pure awareness, this observer, this witness, which is non-judgmental, will take you out of this friction and you just observe without the friction. You need to get out of the mind. So I tried with my mind and a little help from God, but what is the prayer to God? Oh God, please let me get out of this. Don't give me bad thoughts. Auzubillah minash shaitanir rajim. Or I seek refuge in Allah, God, from shaitan that rejected bad thoughts. And, it goes on. It's a struggle, right? There's a struggle here going on. The conscience, the good, the right, the wrong. So now, after so many years, I found out where I was wrong. I can't say about the marjas, my religious scholars. They've reached a certain level where they have reached a certain purity, but they're not infallible, as the 14 Masumin infallible. We say Prophet Muhammad be Fatima the Zahra, and thereafter the 12 Imams. And look, God even tells them that He wishes to purify them. But what about you who are not purified? So you have to use the mind, God says in the Quran, then ask those who know if you do not know. And it goes on, and you'll be praying to God, the higher power, and fighting here also with your whole being, or what? With your thoughts against one thought, bring one good thought, do one good deed. Okay, another bad thought comes. What do you do? What are you told to do? Pray to God, Auzu Billah, do this, say this, fight it, go to prayer. So all this is a struggle. But once you, I think you realize your natural self, which is aligned with what Dr. Deepak Chopra says, Aham Brahmasmi, the cosmic self. Or is this scientifically an energy, what Dr. Quantum Physics said, conversion of energy? Yes, change is there and transformation of energy takes place. So there is no God, and it's very difficult also to define in this what God is, if you want a definition from me. But I was just saying is dark energy, matter, God. To Dr. Quantum Physics and to Zaini, just using an analogy of the dark matter or energy to say that the Shias would say, no, your mind, you see how he said the mind boggles at this scientific thing. So we can't say, the Shias will say, we don't say that there's a dimension to God, even though he's beyond the cause, his creation. But we can't say, like, even if it's a black hole, so black energy, dark matter is part of the universe, yet it's mind boggling. We can't explain that to you. We can't call it a dimension if we say it's beyond, it transcends his creation. God transcends his creation. So, this also. I mean, you can say scientifically or logically it doesn't make sense because you're saying the Shia say about their God that he transcends his creation. Would be what dimension is he in then? But that they would say that you can't use your mind here, which you are using your mind, and science, logic also. What I was trying to tell Zaini and explain to him. If I couldn't, like beyond the mind, beyond the creation would be, he was saying, now I can't explain it properly. It would be in another dimension he is in, but it's like the giving the analogy, although dark matter is in this universe, it's not beyond the universe. And maybe he could, but they would still argue, even though logically it doesn't make sense that God is beyond his creation. And this is what was confusing for me too. I used to get stuck. You see, with the Mullah Sadra and Shia, even the Shia thing of that Imam Ali has said, don't try to find the essence of God, you'll go crazy. So it's something beyond a scientific knowledge or the logic that we use here. That's what the Shias would say. Then what do you do? Even though you tell them and you keep telling them that something beyond his creation is, it would be, wouldn't he have another dimension? So I was trying to play the devil's advocate and say, no, the Shias would still argue that you're using your mind on God and you can't use what you're using, your mind logic, here with God. Because God is unexplainable. All minds put together cannot explain God. And there are physics, quantum physics laws that don't go with the uh, classic physics laws. It's mind boggling there, quantum physics laws. So that way they will say it's like that. So I was also seeing it in that way and playing the devil's advocate, and also not very sure that we can use a logic like this. If God is beyond its creation or transcends, how can he transcend his creation? Then what dimension is he in? Your mind is in dimensions. And can we say that that God the Shias believe in doesn't have any dimension at all? So you are saying, well, being beyond creation, he has dimension. He has a different dimension. When they're saying, so this could go on and on and on. because they're saying no logic can explain. You're saying it would be beyond. If it's beyond, you're saying, then it would be another dimension. But God doesn't have any dimension, so we can't figure that out. All minds put together, Imam Ali has said in his sermon in Najul Balagha about God, Allah. All minds put together cannot know Him. So we can't use that logic the way Zaini used it. That's why, to explain to the Shias that if your God is, you say, transcends creation or beyond, then what it must have a dimension, a different dimension. So this is what I was trying to get at. And another thing is that Zaini asked me then if God is watching us and is an observer, the I am. Okay, he doesn't say I am, but he's pure awareness watching without judging. Then what's the use? Religiously, I would be stuck answering that question. But spiritually, what I found out, the truth, the reality, forget spiritual, forget the material. No, bring the material and the spiritual here. Let's see. You see, there's something here which is beyond the mind that I saw, which I called pure awareness. What good does this do? It raises you above the friction, the conflict in the mind, even the pure thoughts that you love and you would hate the impure thoughts. It doesn't get you it detaches you, doesn't get you attached to even purity. Like you want to hold on. Oh, today I've got this pure thought. Thank you, God. Thank you. And tomorrow, oh no, I'm so sad. I'm so disturbed. I got this terrible thought about someone, or I got this impure thought, this dirty thought. What happens when you rise above this? You're detached, like Buddha said, detach yourself. You feel detached. There's no attachment to good, even, or to the joy, to that happiness you've had yesterday, to your experiences, good or bad. And then you feel so free. You're free. You don't feel, but that you are free. You start to loosen your, even like wanting that purity and wanting to relive it. Oh, I want my pure thoughts back. I want my innocence of my childhood back. Oh, those days we played and we weren't bothered how we played, how we talked. You see? So it loosens your grip once you realize what is your true nature from all the attachments, whether good or bad, without having to fight or be struggling with your good thoughts, bad thoughts. And practice makes perfect. Go for prayer, 5 times prayer. Just lifts you. And when you, it just makes you, lifts you from this mind where you come from, beyond the mind, your natural self. Then you live in harmony, peace, without any friction, conflict, right? So this is the what is in this seeing, observing non-judgmentally. Now, any questions? Anyone here wants to ask any questions? Please let me know. You can join me I can send an invitation. StreamYard, you can join me. So this is, I got the answer right. I got it. No, no. Yeah, but the I is not here. The I is for you. You are the I. You are the I am awareness. Lifts you up from all this madness, fighting, loving pureness and impureness. Hating impureness. Lifts you above all this conflict, friction, wanting, needing. Oh, I want my pure thoughts back. Okay, so this, I'll end the stream now. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, no, there was no one here, but thank you for those watching this. So I just used, sorry. Okay, I'll leave you now with the ending video. Thank you. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Conflict free, friction free. This is why finding, discovering your natural self, seeing, and that way we can end the conflict, discriminatory thoughts, bad, fighting the bad with the good thoughts, and all that, practicing good deeds, fighting the bad habits. Okay, so I leave you now. Thank you.